everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Influence Health, your go-to podcast when it comes to trends, brands, and names that can positively impact the life of patients and consumers worldwide. This podcast is brought to you by HealthFluencer, an early-stage startup which is part of the acceleration program provided by Innovix BCR. I'm your host today. My name is Diana Mereu. I'm the founder and CEO of HealthFluencer. And I can brag about having more than 10 years experience in the healthcare and life sciences industry, and also being awarded the most inspiring health tech entrepreneur in the CEE at the beginning of 2023. But I won't do that. So together with my guests today, we will take a closer look of how technological advancements and ethical standards can meet in order to combat misinformation, to increase awareness, and also to substantiate decisions on health, self, and personal care matters. I'm happy to introduce my guests gathered around the microphone. Without a particular order, Elis Issa, Corporate Affairs and Engagement Director for L'Oréal, Ioana David, Managing Director for Cleverage VC, and Elena Ovreu, CEO and co-founder BIOdyssey. Welcome, ladies. And if you don't mind, it would be amazing if you could share with the audience a few words about yourselves and also one thing that you want to leave us at the end of the day. Elis?
So thank you, Diana, first of all. Thank you for the invite, because you actually thought about gathering around the table this, precise selection of profiles, and we are honored to be part of your journey and discovery when it comes to health and influencers. And we are happy to be able to bring a piece of our experience, because I'm representing a worldwide group, the L'Oréal group. We have more than 100 years experience in beauty, and we have specialized in medical skin issues that I'm going to discuss a bit later on. And on my side, personally, I've been in the beauty industry for more than 15 years, but mostly I spend my journey with L'Oréal. So I've been 11 years in the company. And currently, I'm managing the corporate affairs and engagement agenda of L'Oréal in Romania. So I'm excited to be part of this type of opportunities, because you get to meet a lot of amazing people, and I have to say especially women. So happy to support fellow ladies that really move the world. On my side, the main takeout I think will be about really tech for good, because it's actually what you are doing, Diana, and within tech for good is really ethical principles.
Got it. Amazing. And congrats for all the roles and achievements that you had so far with L'Oréal. And thank you for being part of this. Moving on to Ioana.
Thank you very much, Diana. I would like to start by saying that my professional journey started more than 70 years ago as a business journalist. And I'm happy to be here because it reminds me of that job, which is quite dear to me. Since then, I gained my M&A experience working with Big Fours, and my role as a business development manager for a large healthcare corporation deepened my expertise in the healthcare space. Now I've joined Cleverage last year. So Cleverage is pioneering investors in the health tech space in Central and Eastern Europe, and we support early stage, very early stage to early stage investments. Our investment philosophy revolves around the idea that technology holds the key to addressing the key challenges of the healthcare industry today. If I were to send a message, my message would be to entrepreneurs. And this message is be courageous and in pursuing your business dreams. Don't hesitate if you want to open a venture, and if you are in the health tech space, please reach out to us.
Amazing. That was such a good pitch.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And the next podcast, I think you can moderate, Ioana, to remind you even better, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Elena, the floor or the microphone is yours next.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for this invitation, and I'm happy to be here with wonderful women in health tech. I'm Elena. I am an expert in health tech. I am a PhD from France in technology, and from France and Israel. I'm a Fulbrighter from the United States. I work a lot with Israel, and I'm still working with Israel and the United States. As a tech person, I like to build things, so that's why I founded a Health Tech Forum in 2015, and last year I co-founded and I'm the CEO of BIOdyssey, a health innovation hub. What I would like to leave is related to what we do at BIOdyssey is basically we support and we guide young entrepreneurs and early stage startups throughout their journey in entrepreneurship, and for late stage startups we help them go global.
Got it. Okay, so although very young, you have an immense experience within the health tech sphere. So congrats for that. And that was amazing intro for all of you. And you've already set the standards very high for this roundtable discussion. And before we get started, I just wanted to remind you that for the most updated news and information on HealthFluencer, you can follow me on almost all social media channels at Diana Mereu. So let's dive together into the future of healthcare influence. What better way to do that than to introduce you to HealthFluencer? We all know that nowadays wellness companies are going through a hard time to find the right fit influencer to correctly communicate their brand. And also it's something very important here to mention that although we are one of the highest regulated industries, there are still miscommunications on healthcare matters, right? And this happens especially in the digital space. And this happens also because health claims are not followed. And this is why us at HealthFluencer, we are redesigning the way healthcare information is being delivered by offering tailored matching for these companies with best suited HealthFluencer that pass our blue check, and also ensuring that data is accessible to them in order to predict impact of engagement and also measure consumer response. Also, I should help everyone, not only at the table, but also those who are listening to us with the definition of HealthFluencer. So HealthFluencer is a qualified healthcare subject matter expert. It can be a fitness trainer, it can be a wellness coach, it can be a beauty coach, it can be a nutritionist or a healthcare professional, either a pharmacist or a doctor or a dentist. It can even be a patient or student or industry association representative who can promote, who can advocate for health, self, and personal care products or services to consumers and patients worldwide. That was a long definition. I promise I will not bother you with it again, but for sure you have a better clue and understanding of whom we are targeting in the whole process. And as we have here with us, the representative of L'Oréal, which is the world's largest cosmetics company that distinguishes itself for having a history with healthcare professionals, I'd like to throw the ball into Alice's court and ask her, what is the most important criteria when selecting a HealthFluencer for a brand at L'Oréal?
So thank you for passing the mic. Indeed, we are the largest beauty company in the world, and when it comes to advertising, we are the fourth largest. So we might say we have an expertise when it comes to influencers overall, and we did develop expertise, medical expertise, when it comes to skin conditions. So based on the experience that we have, we might say there are a lot of criteria when brands want to match with an influencer, but when we are speaking about health influencers, I would really mention two main criteria. First of all, it's super important to have a history and a relationship. For the health person that you described, to have an experience with the product and to be able to test the product with different patients, because they need to know how the product can perform with different type of people. Like in our example, in our case, we know that the same formula on different skin types can have different results. So we build that relationship first of all, because we have a lot of our L'Oréal employees that work almost daily with health professionals. And secondly, I will have to say that it's super important for the relationship to be guided through ethical principles. Because when it comes to health, for example, in our case, we are really keen on engaging with specialists that already have a license to prescribe. and they have a license to prescribe in the area in which we are expert and we develop our products. Meaning that, for example, for skincare, we of course work with dermatologists, we work with family doctors, we work with pediatricians, we work with surgeons. We wouldn't work with someone that is outside of the scope because we really want to preserve what health specialists mean to the large population. And I think as commercial brands, we have the responsibility not to dilute the expertise in the eyes of the mass audience and start to endorse, products that are not necessarily under their scope. So for us, we are super keen on this, and we also have an internal code of ethics to be able to guide our employees how to engage in the relationship and also engage in a way that doesn't limit the freedom of expression and expertise of the doctor, meaning that we really have a strong, detailed presentation about the ingredients, and we let them decide to whom they can prescribe the product and in which conditions.
Very cool. And I mean, I'm a fan of your products, and I can tell that I've always understood the link between the ethical communication behind a brand and the actual use in practice of it. So congratulations for doing that. And I believe that not only through this, but through all the actions that you at L'Oréal are doing, you considerably reduce all the associated risks for a consumer that has a problem in distinguishing real from fake news. So congrats. How does this, though, fit within the technological advancements? Because AI is most often cited as a technology with the potential to improve the welfare of individuals. Its increasing applications yet around the world are raising, let's call them, complex social and also ethical questions. So my question to you is, how do you see the use of AI at L'Oréal?
So indeed, you really touch upon a very important topic that's being addressed by UN, is being addressed by European Union, because we are discussing about ethics in AI and really how do we preserve the identity and security of consumers. We do believe in tech for good. We do believe that tech plays a key role in really accelerating access to health. We also believe that in our case, tech can help us accelerate our mission to really create the beauty that moves the world. And what do we mean by that? Concretely, I can give a recent example. Due to AI, thanks to AI, we have developed a recent service in the health area in order for consumers to be able, through their phone, through an AI-based application, to be able to have a skin complexion diagnosis. Of course, in the background, we have a library with more than 50,000 of skin mapping issues by dermatologists. All this learning machine, and the benefit of it has been clinically proven, the results of the app. In this way, we can actually facilitate with only 3 selfies, basically, a first important step for a consumer to be able to understand their condition. And I think it's key nowadays, because even though we have evolved as a society, our studies show that access to dermatologists, specifically dermatologists, is still quite low. And it's also true for Western European countries, for more developed countries, but also I would say for less developed countries. It seems in most developed countries, still there is a barrier in terms of health being more and more expensive, access to health, especially for dermatological use. And of course, in less developed countries, we all know our case in Romania, that in the rural area, we have higher penetration of mobile phone and internet than we have with water. So we know exactly what we mean. So in this way, through AI, through technology, people can really have an easy way to understand, to have a first step and understand the condition. By all means, we do also understand the responsibility of using AI and technology. We have to be very responsible when we are using it. And in our case, we do not recommend the application to replace any dermatological appointment. But we think it's a first step to understand where you are, and then you can guide yourself what should be the next step.
You seem to be already ahead of the game. I mean, like you're leading the way through everything that has to do with fighting miscommunication. And I think you're doing it at the same time while you're leveraging the most advanced technology like AI, like you mentioned, to reinvent consumer experience. And I think Tech for Good is a very good tagline in whatever activities you're conducting at L'Oréal. At HealthFluencer, we also believe that technology can create this secure, safe, and reliable digital world at a simple click, especially with the advancements of AI, with the natural language processes and machine learning advancements. So let's stay a little bit longer in the health tech field and learn whether, apart from AI, what are the health tech trends and which one presents more of an opportunity to be tackled now? And I'm looking at Elena to help me answer this question.
Thank you, Diana. Technology is now developed, but there is still a lot to be done. And we are talking about telemedicine, we are talking about shifting the healthcare from hospital to home. But also in telemedicine, we have only like a video and audio platforms. So here we need to develop more to create like such a solution and environment that will give the doctor the possibility to replace like one in-person meeting to a remote one. And here can be, for example, haptic feedback, which is what you like digitalizing and creating the feel. And here, this is a really great innovation to be done and to be introduced in telemedicine, in robotic surgery, and so on. What I see in our international community of mentors from BIOdyssey, they are tired already with platforms, apps, AI, and they want to see deep tech solutions that are more concrete and they solve a problem. And in this direction, I will go with technology and with. Because we have now platforms, we have everything. The problem is not with not having this, but the problem is how we implement this platform and how we make them real for patients and in the hospital, also for the hospitals, and how to introduce them in the healthcare system. But the real the opportunity now is with deep tech and solutions that are more sophisticated.
Okay, so that means that medical technology has come a long way since the invention of eyeglasses and the stethoscope. Quite a lot of trends to keep an eye on. So thank you for mentioning them.
I will add, I can add many technologies, but this was only an example of what can be done and kind of a direction. But of course, we have data and what we do with this data and how we develop new ways of diagnostic and treatment and so on.
Perfect. So I think that's amazing for our listeners to get started on their own startup by using this kind of technologies that you mentioned, because for sure the need is very big, not only in Romania or CE, but across the world. So not only a few years back, but even today and even more so tomorrow, technology will continue to become a more integral part of the life of startups. And I think it's very important for companies to see that and to recognize that as a key role in the success of whatever they are developing. And the same thing we're doing at HealthFluencer. And the innovative part at HealthFluencer consists in this AI matching algorithms that we are using to identify the best matches or the best suited HealthFluencer for each specific healthcare brand. And I think I would like to mention another important aspect is that we are aiming to act as a blue check in order to pre-validate HealthFluencers and also the information promoted. So this gets me back to addressing you a second question, because in doing that, what I have just mentioned, we have experienced a lot of challenges, but apart from challenges, we know that there are also opportunities. So what do you think this would be in Romania or in the CE versus the rest of the world? And how does BIOdyssey, which is a health innovation hub, is helping and support them in their entrepreneurial journey?
Talking about challenges of startups in health tech in CE and mostly in Romania, compared to the rest of the world. And when I mean the rest of the world, I mean Western countries. And first of all, in Romania, we cannot talk really about an ecosystem of innovation in health tech. And what does it mean, an ecosystem? It means to have organizations, to have resources, to have people working together to advance innovation in health tech. And in Romania, we don't have this kind of ecosystem because, as you know, the hospitals are not open to innovation, to work with startups. And if I compare with Israel, in Israel, every single hospital has a hub or an incubator when they have at least 20, 30 startups incubated. And they want to be there because they need to work. They want to work with the doctors. They want to be close to the patient. They want to be close to the problem. And they want to be close to the data. And we don't have this in Romania. Also, we have limited access to funding. And for early stage startups, this is even worse because, we have limited access to funding. And I also compare it with the levels in the United States. And that's why many startups, they don't succeed, and they don't succeed to get to a late stage. I can mention many other
Let's focus on the opportunities
that we have in Romania. We don't have support from government. What I mean here, grants and money just to try an idea and to see if it works or not. And this is the same compared to other countries, Western countries. We don't have this kind of programs in Romania. Just the government to give an amount of money and to be happy to lose this money if they don't succeed but they gain experience and they will succeed later. And regarding the opportunities, there are still opportunities in Romania because we still have a good human resource in this field. We have good doctors, we have good technical people. Operational costs are lower than in Western Europe, and this is also an advantage. And maybe the fact that we still don't have an established ecosystem also helps somehow, because you can try different things, you have more freedom, and the things are not very organized like in more developed countries. This can help. Mm-hmm. And also you don't have that much competition, because, as a challenge, the healthcare system is not only open to work with startups, but not open also to deploy the solutions in their hospital. As a startup in health tech, you cannot test your solution very easy in a hospital in Romania. With BIOdyssey, and another challenge, is the fact that we don't have that entrepreneurial mindset very well developed, and this is normal, we've been 30 years under the communism. So we don't, this is created in generations. What we do at BIOdyssey is to help young people. Maybe some of them, they don't have a startup, but they want to have a startup. Some of them, they have already an idea. We guide them in this process, following a methodology that we bring from Israel. And we introduce them to international stakeholders, to hospitals, to doctors from abroad, to investors. Because, as you know, being a startup in Romania is not easy to discuss with an investor from abroad. They usually they're not open. They see Romania and CE countries like somewhere in the east. And we provide this opportunity for them to work with and to discuss and to have a feedback and to be introduced to these guys. And for example, recently we have our startups in our first cohort. They are now they receive mentorship and they are now working with Dean Kamen, the famous Dean Kamen, who is the inventor of Segway and the founder of First, and he has many other inventions in healthcare. So as the young people from Romania, it's not easy. Maybe never you get in contact with Dean Kamen. So yeah, this is what we provide with in BIOdyssey.
That's like a complete meal course. I think anyone would be very happy to work with you. And by knowing you and your team, I think they would be in for a treat if they join the BIOdyssey program. And from what I kind of sense from what you were saying is that some of the challenges that we are experiencing as a country or as startups born and raised in Romania or in the CE might be opportunities for other countries in other regions and the other way around, which I think it's another way to view it and a more, let's say, positive way, a positive angle to look at it. So we do have the knowledge, we do have the technology, but do we have the money? And HealthFluencer addresses in the first stage multi-branded beauty and personal and self-care companies from English-speaking countries. We look at a total addressable market of $32 billion. But in order to conquer it, we have to look beyond our internal resources to develop the solution post the MVP and also to reach our high financial and commercial goals, especially that we are in an already crowded landscape. So the positive thing to this is that we have niched health tech VCs in our region that look at early stage investments in technology-based solutions for the healthcare sector. And one of that is Cleverage VC. So we'd like to learn from Ioana, how do you evaluate the potential of a health tech startup and decide on investments that align with your fund's vision?
Yes, thank you very much, Diana. We indeed we are starting to see investments in health tech companies, and until now we made 12 investments in this space, and hopefully we will be able to grow this number quite soon. Actually, that I would say that when it comes to assessing investment opportunity, we consider two key factors. The first of one is, of course, the founding team, and the second one is the potential of the market and of the solution. And the assessment of the founding team plays a crucial role in our decision-making process. Because we recognize that the success of a startup heavily relies on the capabilities and the passion of the founders. We assess the domain expertise of the founding team, and we look at their experience in the healthcare, health tech, or related fields, and we value a deep understanding of these sectors, and we also assess the track record of the founders in the sense of their previous successes, failures, and of course their ability to learn from this. For me, is also very important to look for the determination of the founders to drive the company forward, even in the face of obstacles. So, yeah, that plays a crucial role in our decision-making process. I like to say that I like to see passion, I want to see commitment, I want to see resilience, and our founders, the entire team, also appreciate these traits. Another additionally important, equally important, is also the assessment that we of the market and the potential of the startup. So we assess the size, the growth, the expected growth, the competitive landscape, any pain points or any gaps the startups aims to address, and very important for this sector is the regulatory environment and any impact or expected impact on the route to market and validation of the product, ultimately commercialization, because we also make investment in pre-revenue companies. We assess the extent to which the solution addresses the needs of the healthcare professionals, of the patients, of the operators, and other key stakeholders. And also we assess the scalability of the solution, because the scalability is about growth and about expanding.
Got it. So that's an extensive checklist, I have to say. But I mean,
I've only mentioned two, but there are many. So yeah.
True. Okay, going back to these two, it means that team and market are the most important indicators for your assessment of an early stage health tech startup, if I got that right.
Yeah, but if you talk to different investors, you might see a swift. Some of them might say that it's the market first. After that comes the team.
Okay.
But yeah, for us is the team, because we see the team as the a key factor when driving success.
Super. Well, let's say we check that, and only by looking at HealthFluencer, I know that we have the core competencies in place, we have the complementarity of skills, and that on top of 10 plus years of experience for each of us in our fields. And that means that at the end of the day, money is not the only thing that keeps you going. So how does Cleverage actively support the health tech ecosystem and the growth of your portfolio companies other than the financial investments?
Yeah, so at Cleverage, we go beyond traditional financing need and building what Elena said. We support our companies through strategic guidance, operational expertise, and I think more importantly, with access to a network of key opinion leaders, strategic partners, different stakeholders in the industry. We believe in collaborating with our companies, with our portfolio companies, to maximize their potential and help accelerate their growth. We organize various events and networking opportunities with the aim to foster collaborations both between themselves and with different stakeholders. Just to mention that this past Monday we had the first gathering with the minds between our portfolio companies, brilliant minds, and our team, and it was a great connection, a great opportunity to connect and to share insights, and why not forge partnership. Yesterday we facilitated a discussion between also the founders of our portfolio companies and a highly skilled UK-based consultant with experience in health tech. And it's interesting to say that this consultant also was the former founder of a health tech startup, which he sold, and that added additional insights into the conversation. There are several other events and gatherings that we are organizing every month. I would not go into this. I would also like to add that we actively engage with different accelerators, although they are not specialized in healthcare, because we believe that it's important to gain the knowledge from other sectors and, if applicable, to use it in the healthcare system. At Cleverage, we are committed to supporting innovation and in all its forms, and we encourage our portfolio companies to push boundaries and make a positive impact.
Amazing. It's just an amazing picture that you actually painted about everything that you're doing for the companies in your portfolio in order for them to achieve growth. So it's what we mentioned before. It's not only about the money. So even if you provide capital to them, you also provide this amazing learning experience, and what you're building there, it's a very promising health tech community. And talking about the gathering that you had at the beginning of this week, I've seen pictures, so they speak wonders. So congratulations for everyone you have there. And I'm sure there will be new applications of startups coming in after this podcast.
Hopefully.
Super. Are there any closing thoughts or remarks from any of you? Because I've heard all of you speaking today, and even if each of us is representing a different actor of the same industry, I cannot be happier. We are looking at a safe space for collaboration. We are looking at combined expertise and also at potential partnerships. And that allows for health to be delivered in a safe, in an innovative, and in a holistic way. So if any of you wants to have any closing remarks around the topic that they have mentioned or from anything they have heard from their fellow speakers.
I think you will do it better than us.
Got it. Well, there's no other words coming from my amazing guest today. That was quite a ride, actually, envisioning the future of healthcare influencing together with you ladies. And that can be said not only from the perspective of a startup, providing the right platform for brands and HealthFluencer to collaborate on, but also from the perspective of a company, basing all its actions in reaching out to consumers on very solid ethical principles. From the perspective of a VC, investing in solutions which do have the potential to revolutionize and change and transform the delivery of health, and also Innovation Hub, which is bringing talent together in its quest to support their entrepreneurial journey with all the resources that you have at hand, and even those that you can find across the borders of the country. So we do hope you enjoyed the first episode of Influence Health, brought to you by HealthFluencer. And if you did, please leave us a feedback or a review in the comment section. To catch all the latest from me about HealthFluencer, you can follow me on social media at Diana Mereu. Many thanks to my guests, Elis, Ioana, Elena, for joining me, to Innovix Becere for allowing us to use their space, and to you, our amazing listeners who tuned in. That's a wrap, and see you next time. Thank you.